Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. On tonight's verses, we have Wild Turkey, Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, coming in at a 40.5% ABV, no age statement, versus Wild Turkey Rare Breed, Barrel Proof, Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey, coming in at a 56.1% ABV, no age statement. Now, I've been doing a lot of Wild Turkey products, and I've had a really great experience with all of them so far. And especially in the rye area, I've been pretty happy with them. So my big question was, what's the big difference on these two besides proof that is going to garner such almost 3 times as much as the standard rye whiskey? Well, let's figure that out today. We're going to go by notes, then we'll go to taste, and then we'll wrap it up with some final thoughts and market pricing, that kind of stuff. Now, individual reviews for these will be found up above and down below for you to enjoy after this video. And definitely hang around for plenty of other videos, so make sure you subscribe and all that kind of good stuff. We have tons of videos. I have crap tons of videos coming out. Especially if you enjoy bourbons. We've got scotch and all sorts of other spirits. So, instantly on color, the Rare Breed is just several shades darker. I mean, it is very much a different beast when it comes to color. Huge difference in color there. So let's start with the nose on the standard rye. You get that nice rye spice in there, obviously, but you also get this almost a bowl of fruit today. I love the spice because with this, for me, it doesn't quite go as medicinal as a lot of ryes do, especially if you've had other things like bullet and so on and so forth. You get the herbal, but you don't really get the medicinal quite as much. A bit of caramel going on, but I love that nice, simple spiciness, a little bit of pepperiness going on too. A little bit of a dark honey note. And that is playing up with that caramel to bring out just a nice, simple sweetness. But you do get that nice, almost bowl of fruit. There's no specific fruit that's jumping out in this one. Just a nice, simple fruit. Yeah. It's great on the nose, actually. Especially for the proof being at that 40.5. Well, let's check out the Rare Breed. Wow. The noses are very similar. The big difference is that everything is heftier here. You're still getting that bit of fruit, but it's a darker fruit. Your spice has got some more heft to it. The spiciness is definitely showing up. The rye spice is there. But they are very similar. ABV really doesn't show up on either one. But this one is lighter, not quite as refined in those notes. Here you're getting almost a little bit of like a dark tobacco. Yeah, I love that. And here it's starting to, as you go back and forth, you're starting to find the cracks in the concrete here. It's just not as refined, and it starts getting a little more, for the lack of better words, diluted on the nose. Just not as amazing as it smelled the first time. Because here your dominating characters are really just showing up. Similar, but different because it comes out a big boulder. But let's start with taste on the standard rye. Rye spice right up front. Nice simple caramel. The pepperiness, the spice quality is showing up here at the end too. A little bit of oak. A little bit of ABV, but it's not super present. And maybe just a pinch of metallic in there, but it's not strong or offensive at the most part. A little sweetness in there too, kind of dancing around. A little bit of citrus. But it's bright. It's youthful. You can tell that this is composed of younger whiskeys in here. It's not super complex, but the flavors it's bringing across, especially in its price and ABV, in my opinion, are coming across really good here. And that's why I appreciate it for its bottling. Great, simple rye. I love it that it's not super medicinal. You just get a nice rye spice. It's got those characters and really stands on its own in that light, but doesn't go stepping too far out of that of being too strong in the ABV or having that alcohol bite or having too much of that medicinal. But let's go for taste on the rare breed. Oh yeah. Deeper, richer oak. A bit of citrus from an orange in there. Orange zest. The rye spice is so much more impactful here. It's heavier. It's thicker. That ABV, nice warming effect in the mouth. But you're still getting similarness compared to the standard. Getting a bit of that spiciness in there. Getting that pepperiness. The rye spice, again, it doesn't hold a lot of the medicinal, but has a nice, simple herbal, almost teetering to like a mint kind of freshness to it, but not quite there. That tobacco notes coming out, almost coming across like a dark chocolate kind of richness. But it is still just a little tad sweet. Not super. It's not anything sweet like the standard version. But the mouthfeel is where this one is 100% going to win you. It feels great. The flavors come across and they're just such a bold flavor profile to it. One more sip for science. ABV, again, isn't that spiky. It's just got a nice warmth to it. No metallic note going on. That is just a great sipper right from the get-go. All right, let's talk about market price because we all know market price is market price and it's always going to vary. This one seems to be a little bit harder to find nowadays, and I don't know if it's just because the 101 kind of took its place, but it took me some hunting. I picked it up for 22 bucks. I've seen it online go as high as like in the low 30s, if I remember right. I don't think it's quite worth that. I think low 25s, like 20s to 23 is about where it needs to be, especially because you can, in my market, I can find 101 rye at about 26 bucks. So, and I picked up the 101 when I was at Total Wine for the same price as this one at a different store. So it doesn't really make much sense maybe, and that's why we're not seeing as much of it in the market. Whereas rare breed rye, it's all over the pricing. It's up in the 60s to 70s sometimes. Very seldom do I see it less than $60. The question comes down to which would I pick? And it's really going to come down to what I'm doing. If I'm wanting to really spend some time with a whiskey and really enjoy it, pour myself a glass and kind of sit back and do it, the rare breed wins any day of the week. No questions asked there. If I'm looking for a mixer though, and I'm looking for something simple in that rye, I don't even know if I would choose the 81 Wild Turkey because, you know, a little bit more expensive and I can go into the Bullet Bourbon, but that's going to bring out more herbal, which are going to be made more for mixed drinks, where I find this one is great for a sipper. But when it comes to price, and that's where it's really going to be, again, I paid $21 for this. Essentially, I can buy 3 bottles of this to 1 bottle of this. If I'm going to be drinking and I want something simple and, you know, unoffensive and just easy to pour, this isn't bad. I don't discredit what they're doing with this bottle. But if I'm looking to maybe either hang out with some friends and really bring something to the table that people want to enjoy, the rare breed's going to win that. So it is kind of a situational win on this one. But I think definitely in this situation, it has to be because they are so drastic on pricing. But in the same cloth when you cut it for how close the flavors are together. So yeah, there you have it. Wild Turkey. So yeah, there you have it. Wild Turkey rye whiskey versus the Wild Turkey rare breed barrel proof rye. If you have any questions about either bottle, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific bottles I should put up against each other, also let me know down below. I love doing these verses and these comparisons to kind of give you some insight, and I learn along the way as well. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I even